Guten Morgen. Today, breaking news.
Brazilian boy attempts to cross empty street, but is blocked by a heroic German lady.
He could have crossed, but he chose fear of judgment over freedom. So, crossing streets in Brazil, it's kind of dangerous even when you have the right to be crossing the street, because some drivers, they just don't respect that, and also the pedestrians, they also don't. So it's kind of dangerous to be walking around in Brazil. Here in Germany, it's really something that you need to be crossing the street only on the green light and not in the red light. And if someone sees you doing that, it will shout at you because you're an example to you, to the kids, to everybody. So you should not make this. And so here, if you cross the pedestrian line on the red side, people will complain with you, mostly German people. So don't do this. Loud music in the playground. Brazilian joins the vibe. Friendly German offers headphones instead. I thought it was a block party, says the student. Local dad disagrees and hands over a noisy, cancelling headphones.
Another big difference that I felt when I arrived here in Germany was about music. In Brazil, we are used to listen music really loud, so without earphones, So when we are in the bus or in the streets, everyone have like a speaker, a loudspeaker with you, and we listen to music like this. And sometimes it can be like annoying for the other people, and I think this is the reason why Germans don't like this kind of stuff. So yeah, it can happen, like just happened with me. A German come with an earphone. Yeah, where is your earphone? You have to listen to music for yourself. No one wants to listen to your music. Yeah. Supermarket meltdown. Brazilian student can't pack fast enough. National efficiency is in danger. Eyewitness say the cashier scanned 17 items in 11 seconds. The student was still opening his backpack.
Witnesses say that the cashier blinked twice, a clear sign of annoyance. This was one of my first cultural shocks, because in Brazil you have time to pack, maybe even chat with the cashier, somebody maybe will help you to pack, but in German it's not like that. No time, no talking, pack fast, pay and go. This first time I was standing at the line at Lidl and people were visibly annoyed by me because I took a long time to finish the process. It was very stressful, but I eventually learned how to be quicker, more efficient and respectful to the other people's time.
Disaster strikes. Brazilian arrived 5 minutes late to meeting. Germans already made the PowerPoint. It was just 5 minutes, he says, but they were the wrong 5.
So, in Brazil, it's very usual to get late. Actually, if someone invites you to a party and it's like 7, you can get there at 8 or 8:30. If you get there on time, you probably get the person who invites you still organizing the party. But here in Germany, this is very different. If someone asks you to be there at 7, you better be there at 7, or at least 5 minutes early. That's on time for German. That's actually German time. Document needed to get document. That gets you a document. Student trapped in the German administration loop.
Thousand years later.
thousands of bureaucracy in Brazil and it takes like 3 years to get something done. Our bureaucracy doesn't really work. So we had a lot of bureaucracy, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Just made you lost 1,000 times. And if you don't have someone inside the building or in the service you want to be done, it's a big no. You won't get your thing done. But in Germany, you had this bureaucracy that is really strong, but this thing about you get a document, then you need another document, then when you get the documents, you need another document. This actually, it makes the process to be more correct, and in the end, you really get what you want. So the thing is, if at the beginning I would think that German bureaucracy would be not that good, now I really appreciate it because I see the things getting done, and that's a relief. Like, you know it's gonna take longer, but in the end, you're gonna have your thing done. Brazilians tosses butter in the air. German superhero save it and teach us how to recycle at Lidl. So in Brazil, we don't have really recycle. So we just throw sometimes organic with plastic, with paper. And it's not because we don't care about the environment. It's just that we don't actually have proper places to throw these things. So usually people just throw everything together. Yeah, I would not be saying a lie if I don't say that Brazil doesn't recycle. Like, we do, but it's in comparison to Germany, we don't. Like, even like here, I know where my garbage is going, but in Brazil, I have no clue when I throw it away where it's going.
And about humor in Brazil, we do jokes with everything, every subject. So yes, when I arrived here in Germany again, this is a complex subject because some subjects can be disrespectful for the people that live here and pass it through complicated situations. So we have to understand this complex scenario and understand that we can't do jokes with everything like we do in Brazil. Adapting to another culture is not easy. It's not always easy. There is misunderstandings, awkward moments, and times when you feel completely out of place.
Yeah, but every challenge, it's also a lesson, and I've learned to be more patient, more respectful of these differences that we had here in this community, like Ishmalkado. We don't only deal with Germans, but with other nations. So be more aware of myself also.
Yeah, and little by little, step by step, we felt these strange things feel like home. Yeah, and we don't have to give up who you are, you know. We just learn how to be in a new way, in a new country, in a new culture.
And I think this is the beauty of the intercultural exchange. And we change, we grow. In the end, we realize that we can, yes, adapt and thrive through these things.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience, right?
Thank you.